Dr. Mel. We're busy with physics and we are still busy with Newton's law of motion. This is the part of mechanics. Mechanics is movement. And in a previous lesson, we did the horizontal movement. So now we're going to have a look at vertical. And vertical is up or down. So we have to have an idea which forces again, draw a free body diagram in order for us to work in the vertical motion. So what do we have? You can have two different forces upward. In this case, I've got a tension. It means it's a string or a cable that's attached to this block and it's pulling upward. But it can be, listen people, be careful, it can be a surface. And remember, the upward force for a surface will be the normal. So if you're pulling something from the normal, you'll still have an applied force pulling it upward. And then we know there's always gravity. And you know gravity is towards Earth, so I can actually draw that force first. Before you do anything else, you know it's always there. Right, so what do? I actually did the same steps in the horizontal. So, draw a free body diagram. You've got the forces, you identified the tension is upward and the gravity downward. Secondly, you have to determine the direction of the motion. Now, why is this important? Well, if this object is moving up, what do you think will the difference in the two forces be? If it's moving upward, the force to the upward side will be greater than the force downward. So how would you describe that in terms of Newton's law and resultants, or F net? I will then say the F net is the upward force minus the downward force. That if it's up. So that's why this direction is so important. When it's moving down, it could move down. When it's moving down, I know the downward force is then greater than the upward force. I will again determine the F net with the downward force now minus the upward. So you cannot work with Newton's laws if you firstly do not have a free body diagram. Secondly, identify the direction so that you know which one will you deduct from which force. And then finally, you apply Newton's law. And remember, that's the net force. So it would either be the tension minus the gravity. Let's think again. That's when it's going up. Or it will be the gravity minus the tension. Let's think about it. Then it's moving down. And then you'll have the mass. You might be asked to calculate the acceleration, or they might ask you a few other questions. But this is the core of Newton's questions. They'll always apply Newton's second law. So make sure that you know the directions in order for you to do a calculation. An example is, for instance, a constant force of 70 Newton is applied vertically to a block. So you've got a rope or a cable attached to this 5 kilogram block and you're pulling it up. And the force is 70 Newton. So we know the tension is 70 Newtons. They asked me to calculate the acceleration, but they also gave me, have a look at this, the mass. Now, as soon as I've got the mass, I always have the gravity. So remember what we did just now when we did the free body diagram. We actually said we've got a force upwards, Ft, and now you know the value. And you've got a force downwards, Fg. And let's just have a look. Can you calculate the value of that force? Sure, because you've got the Fg will be m times 9.8. Let me quickly give you a second to do that calculation. 5 times 9.8 will give you a value of 49 Newton. Right, so what did we do? We identified the forces. The upward force is 70 Newton. The downward force is 49 Newton. Now think about it. In which direction will this object, this block, move? Well, if this is greater than that, it will move upward. So how will I now write down the Newton's laws? So first, actually, the free body diagram, which we did just now. Let's quickly do it again. I've got the object, I've got the FG, I know the value, I've got the tension, and I also know the value. So it's easy. Identify the direction. It's upward. So the 70 is greater than the 49. Can you determine the net force? It will be 70 minus 49. And what will your answer be? Quickly do that. I got 21 Newton. So let's apply Newton. Remember what they asked of me. They said, give us the acceleration. Now let's go to Newton's law and say, okay, then I'm going to say the net force is equal to the mass times the acceleration. Remember, this is what they asked of me. They gave me all the other values. Well, you calculated the F net when you did this. Remember? That's what we did on the previous slide. We said it's 70 minus 49. You can do it in a separate calculation or you can do it in this equation. Doesn't really matter. In any case, the answer will be 21. The mass, they gave me the mass. Remember here they said it's 5 kilogram. So what we have there is 5 kilogram, and the only quantity that I don't have is the acceleration, and that's what they asked of me. So now I've got 21 equals 5a. Remember, you're going to do 21 divided by 5, and the acceleration I got was 4.2 meter per second square. This is not the complete answer, and you won't get any marks if you don't say and indicate in which direction. Remember, we said the block is moving upwards because Ft is greater than Fg, then this acceleration will also be upward. Please make sure that you indicate the direction when you give an answer for any vector. In this case, it's acceleration. Right, so we answered the question. Let me just quickly show you how they'll mark this in a paper. You get 1 for the equation. You'll get probably 1 for the finding the F net. You'll get 1 for the substitution, and you'll get another mark for the answer. So make sure, even if you make mistakes, that you write down the equation, that you do work out the F net, and that you actually substitute that into the equation. In many cases, you work with wrong values, but you'll still get marks because you're applying Newton's law correctly. Right. Do you know the definition of Newton's second law? Remember, I'm quickly going to repeat it. Newton's second law said the acceleration and the force will be in the same direction. Newton said the net force, no? Second thing, he said the acceleration is directly proportional to the force, and finally the acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass. So make sure that you've got that in words so that you get all your marks. Finally, can you draw a force diagram? Can you draw a free body diagram? And can you do a calculation with Newton's second law? We often get vertical and horizontal in one calculation. So we'll have a look at that at a later stage. In the next phrase, we are going to look at slopes. So make sure you can do vertical, make sure you can do horizontal, and then finally, in the next clip, we're going to do the slopes. I hope you enjoy physics as much as I do. Bye-bye.